Hello, so I'm going to show you how to attach your belt pocket onto your Zen blazer. As you can see, I already have my front and side front already sewn together. All my interfacing has been attached to the front. So now I am good to go. So again, this is the wrong side. My interfacing just needs to cover the front portion of it. The rest is fine. And then I have my welt pocket already pre-basted. That way, if when I go to lay my pieces down, I know exactly where my marking is. I don't lose it by anything disappearing on me. So I hand basted it in a contrasting thread, which I recommend from your fabric. That way you can kind of see it easier. So you already have to have your welt already pre-made. So it has one piece of interfacing on it. I just pressed it closed, the wrong sides together. Then I have my pocket piece, or my pocket flap rather, and it has one piece interface, one without, to create my pocket flap. So if you don't want to have the welt, you can remove it and you can have just a flap. Or if you want to have a welt only and not the flap, you can do either or according to your own personal preference. So to start, I'm going to take my welt piece here. Let me move this so you can see it better. I have my welt piece, and I'm going to take the raw edges of the welt to the raw edge of the flat piece together. So you want the interface side face down, facing onto your welt piece. So this is the interface side. That way when it flips over, that side will be the side that will be exposed. So I'm going to just center it onto my welt. Then I'm going to do a quick basting stitch, 1/4 inch from the raw edge to hold them together. So now you have both your pocket flap and your welt basted together. So it's one unit now for each piece. And then what we're going to do next, we're going to take the raw edge, we're going to lay it in the center of our basted welt pocket marking. So if you want to, you can take a ruler and kind of mark the center of it for a little bit more better accuracy. The pocket itself, so we're going to mark it right in the center. So just use a ruler to mark on each piece. So then I'm going to take the raw edge of my pocket and flap, and I'm going to lay it right in the center line so that the raw edge meet up with that line here and here. Do the same thing for this one. To the machine, I'm going to rebase again on top of this pre-basted line with our welt and pocket, so that way it attaches to the front of the jacket. So now I have my front, my pockets and my welt basted onto the front of the jacket. So this is where it looks like at the moment. So it's perfectly centered on my pocket opening. Now what we're going to take our pocket lining, and we want to have transferred the opening to the wrong side of our fabric. So I already have it pre-marked here where I've transferred it to the wrong side of the fabric. And then I'm going to lay this outline to meet up with the outline of my already pre-made mark. So I'm going to lay this here and match this up. And then I'm going to just pin that in place. Depending on the type of fabric you're using, you might want to hand baste over the pocket opening on your lining here. If you have a softer, like a more flatter fabric, it might be fine with using the machine. Because I have a little more bulkiness, I don't want my foot to kind of slip and throw off my sizing here. I'm going to just hand baste my lining to my pocket flap and welt to my jacket. So you're going over about 4 layers. So your lining, your flap, and your welt onto the actual front jacket. I'm going to just baste these pieces all the way through so we have our stitch line when we go down to sew. Open the center, and I'm going to snip to each corner. You want to make sure you snip right to the corner. That way when it flips back out, it's nice and clean. Okay, so now we're going to flip all of this to the inside. You have your pocket pieces in. You then want to slip stitch the welt to the front of the jacket so that it stays nice and smooth. Just do a nice easy slip stitch to make sure it stays right in the jacket.